Here we are performing the full burpee progression for 10 reps, doing as many rounds as possible within any time frame that you choose. Here Becky is performing a spider push-up with that midline stability, with no hip rotation, engaging the core the entire time. The next exercise is a renegade row, maintaining that midline stability and not letting the hips rotate in any one direction. Another important part of this exercise is to maintain that shoulder stability by having the shoulder in a protracted state, meaning to have the shoulder blade nice and flush with your upper back, not letting the shoulder blade wink. Another part to this exercise is making sure that the shoulder blades are pinched together while pulling the weight up off the floor. Make sure that you're not using just your biceps, make sure to include the whole back region as well. So keep your shoulder blade retracted on the arm that's lifting up off the floor. The third exercise is a frogger. So here we are trying to get into a deep squat with a nice neutral lower back, making sure that the hips don't tuck in the other way and flex. Here from the side view, we see that Becky is tucking her bottom in just a tad bit, as well as her upper thoracic region. We're trying to prevent this, so make sure that you keep a nice neutral spine by not going as low. The other thing to watch out for is having the knees on top of the ankles and not letting the knees go past the toes. The fourth exercise is a weighted deadlift. Notice how Becky's spine is nice and neutral when hinging at the hips. Make sure to stick the bottom out. The other thing to watch out for is the weight in the hand, making sure that it falls in between your feet and not past the toes. Also, while coming up to the full upright position, make sure to increase the abdominal pressure by really contracting your core while raising up. It's important that you do that on the way down, but focus on the way up as well, maintaining that neutral spine to protect the lower back. The fifth exercise is a single leg bicep curl. Here we are trying to maintain that midline stability and not let the hip droop out to the side. With not letting the hips droop off to the side, you're performing a unilateral movement which incorporates that side oblique. When performing the bicep curl, make sure to pin the shoulder blades back. Don't let the shoulders roll forward. And if you have to swing the weight up, then it's probably too heavy, so go to a lighter load. The sixth and final exercise is a squat to overhead press. As you see Becky come down, you'll notice that her lower spine is nice and neutral, not tucking in the other direction. The other thing to be cognizant of is pressing up overhead. While doing this, make sure that the ribcage does not flare out. Make sure to keep the core activated and keep the ribcage down to protect your lower spine as well as your shoulders.